In a world where luxury is often synonymous with acquisition, the Toyota Alphard does something different. It offers you power, presence, and it gives you privacy without asking for permission. This is not a minivan, it's a private lounge on wheels. And if it's as exclusive as it seems, who is this Toyota Alphard for? But, well, this isn't for just anyone, so take this moment and subscribe to the channel, because I haven't seen anyone else doing this van except for me. Maybe you guys say, oh, he did it, or that guy did it, but no one is going to do it like I'm going to do it. And that's thanks to you who are subscribed and allow me to get things like this to bring you things that aren't very common either. So turn on that little bell so you get notified of all my videos. Let's keep going then. So who is this for? Executives, athletes, celebrities. Well, let's stop there, but why not? It's also for you. That's right. If you already understand that true luxury slides is like oil, it's like pinching ice, okay? Imagine this. A yacht on the asphalt doesn't go unnoticed because this new Alphard comes with an imposing front. There are very few cars I make that have such a massive front. From top to bottom, so big. If it were smaller, it's really going for that Lexus look, right? The car features lights, projectors, fog lights at the bottom, and distinctive points that come from Lexus. Front camera, it's full of sensors. Notice that it has little ground clearance. Because of that massive front it has, it's practically the width of a hand. Air intakes are below, and at the top there are 3 thin ones. On the side, see how large it is. And it's pretty square, but it has some lines like this, sloping down sharp angles, which are totally different. Even the line used to open the door is delicate, thin. And all this chrome, which I'm not a fan of, you know that, in Z-style. So what does Alphard show us then? Here on the door, what's her name? They also left the handles chrome. I'm not a big fan of chrome handles, but if you touch one, it opens the door easily. You can do it from inside, from here, from anywhere. It's easy to open and close. Yeah, you already know, I already showed it to you there. We're going to close it. There are handles so you can climb in wherever you want on the doors. Here we have the Beyond Zero seal from Toyota. If they change their mind, we may not have it. From now until 2030 or 2035, they aim to achieve 0 emissions. Now things have changed a bit with the new administration we have in the United States. 17-inch wheels, camera, because we have a bird's eye view, 360. But not only that, we have a camera here, and look at the height, good height, because all of that is space inside down here. You know, I imagine you have to open it from the inside and work inside when you go to work. As we don't have much space here, 2.5-liter dynamic 4-cylinder hybrid features in some versions of this SUV, up to 250 horsepower depending on the configuration, because there are several configurations you can choose from. There are 2 transmission types: continuously variable transmission for regular models and continuously variable transmission for hybrids. And the highlight is that it has intelligent all-wheel drive, which distributes torque to the wheels that need it for the versions that are also available with that. It's not a sports car, but let's keep in mind that this can move more than 2 tons without any problem, okay? And the strong point of this truck, or this minivan, or whatever you want to call it, isn't what you would call acceleration. It's the experience of having it. That's the strong point here. We have ventilated brakes on all 4 wheels in the front. We have Marfesan suspension and wishbone suspension in the rear. And it rides on Toyota's Toyota New Global Architecture chassis, which is one of Toyota's most reliable chassis. Many cars share this chassis and platform, even if it's your company's chief executive officer, your mother, or your mother-in-law in the 3rd row. She will be very comfortable. Even over potholes, it will feel like floating. It doesn't vibrate, it doesn't bounce. You don't feel anything at all because it rolls. Like I say, like the Coupe de Ville from the 70s used to roll, those massive land yachts that look like boats, that's how this one rolls, depending on which one you get to drive. The hybrid gets up to 40 miles per gallon, while the gas one gets 26 to 28 miles per gallon. To choose from, the rivals are the Kia Carnival. I would say that even the fully equipped Hacienda they sell in the United States could be a rival. That's why they don't sell this one over there. Honda and Staria Lexus M350 Hybrid, all of those are competitors. And some Mercedes and Class, which are customized, are also competitors. Last year in Qatar, I made a Chinese one that looked very similar to this one. I'll leave the link to the video below if you want to watch it. There's even one with a Mercedes-Benz engine. In a world where luxury is often a code or a sign of ostentation, There's a car like this called the Toyota Alphard, and just because it's a Toyota, they don't put you at that level of ostentation. See? The Toyota Alphard does things differently, okay? It offers you presence and privacy. If we don't look at what I have from here back, what I have is a steering wheel that I see in many Toyotas, okay, just like the screen. The materials feel a bit Lexus-like, as they're mostly soft, not hard plastics, except for the slightly plasticky glove box. With good stitching, this stitching has a kind of burnt gold color, kind of a bronze color. I like that part, that it's not too flashy, even though it's the kind of car it is. In front of me, a wireless charger. The gear lever, which looks a lot like what we're already used to. The seats are very comfortable. The electric controls are here, located on the left-hand side. Also at the bottom, up here, I have controls to open both side doors and to open the rear door. Okay, for the lights, I have two here, and it's a control that's pretty close. The roof doesn't get in the way at all, and everything else is clear. We're sitting in a minivan. There's good visibility, and there are three pillars here next to me that don't block my view, so you get a lot of visibility. How it feels sitting in here. For you to have an Alpha like this without what's called remorse, when it's time to make payments, you should be earning at least $10,000 monthly to comfortably afford this car. Okay, because that would leave you be clear that your investment isn't about wanting to show off. Here we're talking about status, comfort, and presence, nothing more. And this car, despite being what you're going to see and what it is, I don't consider it a car to have a chauffeur. Check this out, a car more like a family car for a big family, or a car that could also be an executive car, but one that everyone wants, the comfortable one. But it wouldn't exactly be a car. For example, a chauffeur to drive me in the back, no. Because then I would buy another car. It's a car for something else, and this car has everything. But the beautiful thing about this, the best part of all this begins from here to the back, and that's what we're going to see now. I want to show you back there, because that's where the passengers are going to be the ones who enjoy the trip the most, the comfort, especially on long trips, okay? To get in with the remote, just a tap. They can let you in from the front, or you can do it yourself by just tapping the door. We find ourselves with this marvel that in the back we are going to enjoy the complete ones and show you everything here, as there's a lot of comfort. Let me recline this a little bit forward so I can tell you a little about all the wonders we have back here. To close it, I can do it easily. I'm going to tap the door, just one tap, and it will close. I can do it with the remote, or you can do it from up front as well. Here we have two super comfortable captain's seats. Okay, let's start here. You can recline it. You can practically lay it flat so you can lie down here, just like in first class. On a private jet, super comfortable, right? Now let's talk about the number of controls we have up here, which are also up here. I can pretty much open and close the door. I do that from up here. Here we go. On the sides of the roof, there are these little nets that open and close to let light in from the sky. If you're lying down here, you want to have that visibility towards the sky because it would relax you a lot, really a lot, right? There are air conditioning vents, okay, everywhere. There are some screens here on each window that you can pull up to give yourself privacy or to block out some glare, to block out some light. Here I open it and I have a cup holder on both sides. Okay, there's a cup holder. I have all the controls in here. I have controls on the outside too. Okay, to move the whole seat forward, backward, however you want, move it, just like I can do all of this myself. From here, I'm going to recline this again to make it easier to explain to you. Well, here each seat has this control. This control looks like an iPhone. And from here we control everything. Well, massages, seat movement, lighting, audio, air vent controls, whatever you want, all the controls are here. Each one is independent because everyone has their own here, and this stays charged. Well, when you have it here in its correct position, it brings out the comfort. Here, as I say, it's supreme. I have heating for the seats and cooling for both seats. All of that is controlled from here. There are speakers in the doors, more cup holders in the doors. We have pockets. On both sides down here, there's a storage space. Another one up here with a 110 volt connector. There I have it to make all these kinds of connections. Inside here, there's a table that folds out, and here you can also put whatever you want, a tablet, whatever you want. And it's really, really well thought out, so that the person sitting back here is going to be very comfortable right now. I don't have independent screens in this version, but it's equipped so you can install them either independent or a large one. I've seen it when they install a large one because everything looks really spectacular, really special. You say, wow, look at all the features this has. And it's true that it offers even more. In the back, there are two more seats that really reminded me of the Fortuna. The one that has that same system where the seats open to the sides to create a wider cargo space in the car. This one has it too, so here we also have the option to raise and lower the set we have in the back. I'll start it up now to activate all its features. We'll continue providing updates. I want to show you this. We have one on each side. Here you can put this. It's a cup holder right next to you. A large air conditioning vent, light controls that we have here, and to turn off the automatic door opening, you can do it here. This is where I electronically control all the positions of the steering wheel. I do it from here, in and out, okay? And well, I already showed you all the door controls here, the controls plus the positions. You can usually adjust them from here. It can save the memory for 3 different passengers, for 3 different drivers, okay? If I go in here, sitting here, of course, you feel very, very comfortable, but it's almost too comfortable, too much. The space back here is enormous, really, really big. But in this position, I'm going to take the opportunity to show you a bit of the upper part of the controls we have. Well, air conditioning vent. With this control here, I open this side window. And I close what's called the bikini top of this side window I have here. There's one on the outside and one on the inside. To create privacy, because the one on my door also closes. Let me close my door. So you can see that it works. When I close one, I close both of them. I open here and simultaneously at the back. Okay, both of them are working there, and also the roof, like I mentioned to you, okay? Here for the lights, here we have the air conditioning control. All right, here we turn off all the lights. These are the connectors, 110 volts for the air conditioning and the compartment. Here to store whatever we want, store it there, very, very convenient. This is the table I mentioned to you, here it is. The front seats, I can move them if they bother me, forward and backward over here, and this one too. The one in the back, in the 3rd row, you can also move it completely forward or backward. All right, so now what I'm going to do is move both of them forward so they can then get into the 3rd row. And let's see the difference between sitting here or sitting in the back in the 3rd row, which shouldn't be very, very uncomfortable either. No? The colors are here, and I was saying, where are the colors? Because I was touching the colors and I couldn't see them. That's the main light, okay? And then what it says as colors is here. Here I change the colors. I change it there it is. The intensity of the air conditioning. Here I also have space to store whatever I want. Right there, the air conditioning is really strong back here. I'm going to turn off the lights. The taps, with 3 taps, the light turns off. There are 2 buttons here. Without someone teaching you about their presence, it would be difficult to find them just by feeling around. This back door opens and closes by itself without any effort, okay? Once it's open, we have what is the 3rd row of seats. Do you remember what I told you about the Fortuner? Well, these seats are held here on the side. I'm going to lower them now. But I also want to show you the 2nd rows. You control everything from here. Also with these buttons, so everything is super automatic, so you don't have to do any work at all. At the bottom, what's here? Not much, just a kind of long compartment. Over here on this side, there's a full-size spare. Down here, we're gonna make it big. Here it is, down there, there's a full-size spare wheel. Okay, but look at the cargo space. that we have there in the third row when we have the seats up. But we need to fold down the seats. Let's see how it goes, how it looks, and how much space we have left in the back after folding down the seats. So we connect here on these sides, we turn off the lever, we lower it, it makes a click, snap. Lift it up. And we're going to do the same with the other one. Okay, we lower it. And we lift up the seat. Now we're going to go inside. All right, here I have something to control the tilt a little bit. The movement, the forward and backward movement, to have more or less space back here. You do it down here. Okay, I'm gonna leave it way back when you have it all the way back. There's not much cargo space here, it's pretty limited. It's a connector, that's true. So let's go ahead, let's sit in the back. Let's see how it is. I've already sat in the back, let's see how comfortable it is. We have two ways to access the third row, okay? One is, well, first let's show you this one. I come forward, I slide this all the way, and now this creates an opening here. It fits perfectly well. It's not very big, okay, but you can get in comfortably here. You can get in quite well. The other one, let's also see which is the other one, because it could be either of the two. And also from the back, there's a control, so you can control the movement of the seat. Okay, let me leave it up front so I can show you, and then we'll sit back here. I'll move it back to its position there. The second way to get into the third row is a little more complicated, but it's the same. The akawakase, I come over here, I get in between the two seats. The space isn't very big, but I imagine if there are kids or the mother-in-law back here, the mother-in-law will definitely have to go through the middle. And now you're in the third row of seats. Now let me sit back there so you can really see what it's like. Sitting back here, things have changed. You know, it's actually pretty comfortable. So if these seats recline, let me check, right? Yeah, these are like this, pretty upright. There's a strong air conditioning vent back here, but there's a lot of space. If these seats are in their proper position and these people aren't lying down, you're actually pretty comfortable back here, sitting in the back. Remember that you can also move them forward and backward, so it's actually a pretty interesting space. We have a USB connector here, okay, and here we control things. Remember the decrease in privacy settings. In case you want to come here with your girlfriend or boyfriend, nobody will see you. You don't need to put such dark tint on the windows. There are cup holders on both sides, and it's quite comfortable. This seat is actually reclinable. You do it here, and once you have it reclined, it becomes even more comfortable. I hadn't realized, because I just saw this, I just got this car, I'm getting to know it at the same time as you are, so it's super important. The details are very nice. Wow, very nice. Here, a USB connector, two cup holders. This is where we recline the seat. Now I'm going to show you how I do mine. We have a handle here. Okay, once you're sitting back here, up above, we have a spot for glasses or whatever you want to store there. Light that you can also control from back here, but only in your own space. It doesn't turn on anything towards the front at all. The air vent is quite strong, but what did I want to show you? Look at all the space there is here. Moving forward, more cup holders, more connectors, and here is where the seat. You recline it however you like. You lie down, you bring it closer, and you recline it completely to your liking. A lot of space here, a lot of space. Wow, honestly, yes, incredible, incredible. Everything is designed for comfort. Here we have a 14-inch touchscreen, a JBL sound system with 15 speakers, voice controlled with OK, and a USB port. Each seat has LED lighting throughout the interior to create a very different atmosphere here as well. This turns the cabin into what could be a business lounge, a first-class lounge. Driving it is super smooth. Honestly, I don't feel like I'm driving a car of this size. And Toyota, of course, spared no expense. In what's called Alphard drive, the Alphard comes equipped with Toyota 60 cents. It includes adaptive cruise control. This includes autonomous braking. This includes lane departure warning, 3D camera bird's eye view camera, of course, sensors at every angle to prevent pre-collision. Since I'm in a forest where everything is close, but you can see that I have the cameras, as those sensors warn me that I'm very near many things. Okay, this will brake if it sees a bicycle or a pedestrian that gets in front of you. Everything is ready for that. Despite the very important personal approach, it doesn't forget the practical side. Okay, it has space for large suitcases, that's very important. Compartments that are smart, it has folding tables, and even a center console that lights up. Here you saw that it automatically goes, it goes back and forth. Because of the sensors, the cameras warn me that I'm close. It's just that we're here in the middle of a forest. Basically, with this money, let's be clear. You could buy yourself a BMW X5, an Audi Q7, you could buy a Mercedes-Benz GLE, but you would be missing space, you would be missing comfort, you would be missing space to stretch your legs. As I always say, and I'll repeat, this Alpha is not for everyone, okay? It's not for the one who wants to drive, but for the one who wants to arrive rested. It's not for racing, it's for flying low, for flying slowly, it's quiet, it has a lot of style. The finishes in here are very good. I'll tell you the truth, I really like this whole console and this entire central section we have here in front. I like it a lot. So in here the finishes are special, all of them are special. The visibility, not to mention the comfort of this seat, where I am right now, is very, very good. The console is also very good. This center area is also a storage space where we can open it from this side and we can open it from this side, so there's space to open it from both sides. It's comfortable and I've really liked it. However, I may not be the perfect customer for this SUV since it's designed for carrying a big family. But honestly, I've really enjoyed reviewing it because I've been quite impressed with it. But a lot, really, because of everything it offers in every way. Okay, it offers so much, and it's very Toyota in the sense that here in the controls, on this central screen we have the Toyota operating system that we already know since it was developed by Toyota in Dallas. With the air conditioning going up and down, here it's the same, identical, none of this has changed at all. We have a button to turn the volume up and down, a wireless charger for the phone in the front, USB connectors, and I have my phone connected here. Right now, of course, there are cup holders everywhere, here in the doors in the back. In many places they've done this with an arched design, kind of pushed forward like an arrow, which I really like, right? No other Toyota has a design like this one on the inside. And believe me, when you come here and sit down and drive it around a little bit, you'll realize how comfortable it is. Even if you have to sit in the driver's seat, not in the back, because in the back, fitting a big group, is it really spacious back there? That's what you're really going to enjoy much more. Not just seeing and doing, but everything that comes with a place, all of that. But this one has something that none of the competitors have. The first thing is that aura of Japan. When you sit in here, when the wheels turn, when you see it, is the Japanese aura. The design resembles those found in some Japanese houses. I'm not sure if you visited Japan, but houses with this design exist there. Secondly, for Toyota enthusiasts, the brand's renowned reliability is the most significant factor. And when I tell you that, I mean that ambassadors use this, the mafia in Japan uses it, the mobsters, the equivalent of our drug lords, use it in Japan, so it's very reliable. I know that some versions have even been armored, and it's not that fast or sporty, but it moves in a way that's very hard to beat. It's the redefinition of premium urban mobility. So this Alpha isn't for everyone. Let's keep that in mind. It's for people who want to reflect. Driving low, driving relaxed, that's for that kind of people. For people who want to be with their family in private, all those kinds of people would be very, very satisfied. Driving a car like this is about flying low, in silence and with style. So thank you for subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you next time.